Welcome back to Fugitive TV. Hey, I know you guys are like, hey, this guy's putting out a video again the very next day. Well, the last video I put out was just yesterday, and it was about the Idaho murderers and it basically was my thesis of maybe who would have did it, what would have happened, and things like that, right? So I gave you guys a kind of a rundown of what I thought. You know, I didn't think the house was targeted. I didn't think one person was targeted. And then I also said that it was one or two things. Either the person who did it, they know who it was, and they were just trying to like not give us information and cover it up for now. Or the person who did it also was pretty smart and almost was a genius because they got away with a lot of stuff. Well, I think it's a mix between two of them because if you have not known, they arrested a person for the murders. That's funny. They arrested a person for what happened the day after I put up that video. You know, it took them like 6 weeks. So I'm going to tell you guys exactly, you know, who the person is that they arrested. So the person's name is BRYAN Christopher KOHBERGER. That is the person's name that they arrested. 28 years old, white male. The guy had no prior criminal record that I know of. I did a little research myself, a little journalism. I couldn't find anything on him. But here's the interesting thing about him. Check this out. So, 20-year-old PhD student studying criminal justice and criminology at Western State University. Western State University. So the man was smart. He's still alive. The man is smart. He's highly educated and was studying criminal justice and criminology. Now, Washington State University is only a 9-minute drive from the University of Idaho. Makes you think, makes you wonder. Now, did he know these the victims personally? I mean, they were, I think, 20 and 21. He's 28. Maybe he didn't. Who knows? But I mean, it's kind of a 7-year gap, right? And an 8-year gap between some of them. So, said I found this little thing. It says earlier this year he tried finding participants for a research project that sought to understand the emotional and psychological traits behind committing a crime. So, what I'm reading off actually right now is off of a Twitter account. Now, if this is true, I wonder if he sought after them, you know, to try and be part of the project. Who knows? But he was arrested at 3 a.m. December 30th, which is early this morning. The SWAT team arrested him in Pocono Mountains near Scranton, Pennsylvania. Scranton, Pennsylvania. I ain't never heard of the place. I'm going to Google it right now, and we're going to see exactly where Scranton, Pennsylvania is. Scranton, PA. And let's see what happens. Where exactly is Scranton, PA? Let's see if it's close to any big cities or it's just a little small area, you know, because I'm curious, right? So, Scranton is really small. Yeah, Scranton is a little small place. Is actually north of Allentown. So Allentown's north of Philly, and then Scranton's north of Allentown. So it looks like it's out in the middle of nowhere. So he was out in the middle of nowhere, probably just hiding out, right? I don't know. I would have been out in the middle of nowhere. I don't understand why people just go to like the big city and just blend in and, you know, act like they're homeless or something. I don't know, man. These some of the people that be doing dumb shit. But anyways, so that is what I found out on him. Now, I did a little research. I was digging up. I was trying to find Instagram on him. I was trying to find Facebook on him. I did find that, I don't know if it's a real account, but supposedly he was following one of the victims' accounts. I don't know if it's real, but he was following one of them. So I'm going to bring this up and I'm going to show you guys. I don't know if you guys can see this, right? You see that right there? So supposedly he was following one of the victims' accounts from multiple accounts. Who knows? I looked at that account. That account actually was following other people with the same last name as him, KOHBERGER. So he was following other people with the same last name. So I don't know if they're relatives or, you know, like I said, it was a fake account. They were just choosing people with that last name. Who knows? But that so far is what's going on with this. Now, since this man was taking criminology and criminal justice, that makes sense of why some of the stuff maybe it took them so long. Now another thing you might be wondering, like, how did they catch him, right? How did they catch the guy? So supposedly, I had to look this up too. You know, I wanted to look all this up before I jumped on here and, you know, just started just talking. So I wanted to see if I can pull out everything that I found so I can tell you guys, right? So supposedly they found him with a mixture of DNA evidence. So they're not saying how they found the DNA evidence. They're not even saying this is true or not. So I don't know if this is true. But supposedly they found a mixture of DNA evidence. So it's supposed to be microscopic, and it matched him. Now, I know that might be a question. How did the DNA evidence match him if he's never had a criminal history? Well, I did some more digging. This could be two things. Actually, three things. One, I guess he applied to be a security guard, or maybe he was a security guard at some school. So if he did apply, maybe he had to do a DNA background. If that's the case, that could be put into the system, right? Another thing, I've never took criminal justice or criminology or anything of those courses, but I don't know, but maybe he had to submit a DNA background for that. Now, I do know he did get a master's degree in something. I don't know if it was that, but it was something, because he attended 2 schools. He was pretty smart. So that's 2 reasons, or 2, I should say, scenarios how they have his DNA. Another scenario is if you guys ever take a DNA test for your family tree, let's say 23andMe, anything like that, a lot of these companies will keep your DNA on file, and that is how you can get caught with some of these crimes. 23andMe has been the crime solver for a lot of these cold cases the past like 5-10 years. Look it up. So just to let you know, if you take any of those DNA tests for your family tree, do some research on that DNA test, because they can keep your DNA on file, and next thing you know, the police have access for it. Even if you didn't take the DNA test and your family member did, let's say your brother did, your brother pops up as, his DNA, and they're trying to find somebody, now you're connected because that's your brother. So just keep that in mind. So there's a lot of ways that could have been taken, or he could have been in the system, but those are 3 other ways. So like I said, the guy, I even said in the last video, whoever did this, the guy was smart. So remember I said that some sort of way he was able to escape DNA evidence. If that's so, and the DNA evidence, connects him to the crime scene, then hey, now, like, this is allegedly. They arrested him, doesn't mean he did that. It was a party house. Remember that. A lot of people going in and out. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of DNA evidence inside that house that they have to comb through. I'm pretty sure he is not the only one. There's probably 50s and hundreds of people of DNA evidence left, fingerprints, everything in that house. So they arrested him, and I don't know why, but they did. Now, one thing I'm going to leave you with. From some source, they said when he got arrested, the first thing he asked was, did anybody else get arrested? Why would he ask that? Was there other people involved? Or was he just concerned maybe a family member got arrested through that DNA test? But why would he ask that? Yeah, you're not going to hear that from our places. Don't ask me how I got it, but I got it. But anyways, I want to make this video real quick. I'll give you guys a follow-up. Oh, and I'm going to be dropping a video this weekend on my top dumbest criminals of 2022. Do not miss this. 2022, the dumbest criminals. And I'm going to tell you why they're dumb. But rest in peace to everybody that, rest in peace to the 4 souls that happened to in Idaho. Idaho. Rest in peace to them. Tragic situation. Hopefully this turns out for the best. Hopefully it does. But until then, I'll give you guys, or keep you guys updated. Peace out. Fugitive TV.